Hello, my dears. How are you doing today? It's time. We're talking about mother. I love you. Such a good look today. I know this is like my 5th time attempting to record this video because it speaks to a lot of people, but it is a very triggering topic. A very, very, very triggering, icy, difficult topic to discuss. So please grab your coffee or tea, please grab your journal and any crystals or tarot cards, anything that really just makes you feel comfy and okie dokie. You know, I have my tarot cards, I got my big deck. This one fell out twice, so I was like, you can do this, Sarah, you can do this. So today we are going to be discussing mother with a capital M. And my intention for today is to offer some validation for what we're experiencing right now. And this will really be from, the awakener's perspective. If you're here with me, then you are on your ascension path, you are on your awakening journey. You probably are just living your everyday life and trying your best and trying to be the most authentic version of yourself. And, maybe you are in a relationship, or you are looking to date, or, you are dating, whatever that may be. Or maybe you've been in a long-term partnership, or maybe you're really recognizing that the things that you used to like, you didn't like. We're going to unpack a bunch of things. So, I'm going to try to speak from the common denominators that I find to be happening when it comes to when it comes to the effect of mother. Mother did the best that she could with the tools that she was given. She raised you to the best of her abilities. She probably had troubles there. It was a different time back then. So for a very long time, we were just infinitely grateful for mother. I'm a waiter in the 3D world. I work in service through and through. And so Mother's Day is the worst day of the year in service. Prove me wrong. Because you're not catering to an individual person. You're catering to mother with a capital M, and mother with a capital M cannot be satisfied. There's nothing that you can do to satisfy her. There's nothing because she's not satisfied. So let's unpack. What does that mean, Sarah? What are you talking about? What does that mean? As we really step into our divine feminine and our divine masculine roles, I find as, females, or as divine feminine, we are looking to our divine masculine partner to be grounded, to take care of us, to provide for us, to protect us, to be pillars of strength around us, to hold space for us, to be our teammate, and let us be the butterfly. That's the divine way. That if we have the divine masculine, this is Mars on my board, so we have the divine masculine that will protect, but then we'll stay grounded. We have the divine feminine, this is Venus on the board, who gets to just float around and do their thing and heal the world, while the man, stays true. This is divine, masculine, feminine, divine. I don't care what you identify as, I don't care what body parts you have. If you are the divine masculine being in the relationship, you're going to be grounded. If you're the divine feminine being in the relationship, again, whatever. This has nothing to do with body parts or identification. If you're the divine feminine being, you're the butterfly. That's the way it goes. Yin and yang. We don't have to rebrand the yin and yang. It is the yin and yang. So when that happens, in our relationships, we have those expectations of our partner, of our male partner, and then the male partner has expectations of the female partner. And those are the roles that we play. find, though, is the common denominator of a lot of these, relationships that involve the man and the female. There's another person in the room, and that's mother. In this scenario, I'll use his mother. These sweet men, it's time to stand up to mother and say, actually, mother, I'm not dating you, I'm dating my female. Actually, mother, the way that you've projected your relationship onto me, and, I'm your pride and joy, I get that. But it's actually, it's time for me to move on. It's time for me to move on and to be in a closer relationship with my divine woman that I would like to take care of. For a lot of men, right now, whatever version of doing that you have has been too much for these sweet men. Has been too much for them. And I don't think that the young men expected for the women to awaken first. So they're very confused. They're like, I know that my future is with this woman, this beautiful woman that I love and that I revere and that I want to. But why is it when I face mother, my little boy comes out, my tail was between my legs, and I don't want to upset her. I don't want to deal with that. They're scared. They're scared to stand up to mother. And there's a version of them that has absolutely no fucking clue that this is going on. No fucking clue that this is going on. Like, they have just lived their whole lives making sure the mother was okay. Everything was fine. It was okay. And this is where it gets a little gross, because it's unconscious. And there is the equal and opposite reaction, or the equal and opposite for the female with the father. And this is Freudian, Lazarus speaks of this. This is a lot. This is not just my language. So I'm only offering validation for you that, there was a moment in mother's life when, her young boy was growing and developing and becoming the young man that she knows he could be, where she decided to project a lot of her relationship stuff onto her child because she didn't want to look to the husband that was standing there and saying, maybe I'm not attracted to this man anymore. Maybe I don't want to be with him. Maybe he's a little too effeminate for me, and maybe he doesn't really have the assertive way that I need him to be. I have a young strapping boy who, looks strong and can take care of the family and can defend me until I die. I know a lot of, the older generations, they say, you just didn't get divorced. You just stayed together. Because that toxicity doesn't get projected onto kids ever. No, absolutely not. No, that's totally normal. Yeah. Be with someone that you're miserable with every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and just teach your kids that that's the way to be. That's healthy. That's totally healthy. But that's what happened. So now we've got these young men that are dating women that, still have this mother wound, that, they have these wildly unrealistic expectations of themselves. It says that I need to provide only money. I need to work forever until I die. I am not allowed to have emotions or any sort of emotional understanding. My father didn't. My mother definitely did. She was very emotional. Anger is an emotion, everyone. And father just kind of put his tail between his legs and was just like, listen to mother, just do what she says. And so now these young men just accepted that and never did anything with it. Unconsciously, mother isn't looking at her husband that she's not attracted to, is not looking at herself, saying I'm angry and bitter and crystallizing inside, and I could probably be a better version of myself, but I don't have to be because my son will figure it out. So son goes off into the world, and son meets a female, or a divine masculine man meets a divine feminine female, or whatever we're saying. I just have to give those general statements that whatever your body parts are, I don't freaking care. We're talking about divinity, divine masculine presenting and divine feminine presenting. So when this divine masculine being goes out into the world to find their divine feminine being, and he meets her, and she's lovely and wonderful and has done her processing and has done her stuff, and she's beautiful and bright and divine. You bring her home to meet mother, and, maybe mother's okay with it because she's like, oh, the archetypes, they're together. Yay, Prince Charming found his girl. Then maybe, he puts a ring on it, or some version of like, we're going to, have some sort of commitment ceremony, whatever it may be. And then mother strikes. All right, finally. Okay, so here's the venue that I've been planning because my relationship, I don't want to talk about that. Here is the dress that you have to wear. I don't care. It's probably mine or it was my mother's. I need you to wear this. I need you to do this. I need to do this. I've already invited all the people to come because don't talk to me about my miserable marriage. Don't talk to me about my husband. He's with his tail between his legs because I yelled at him as only the man should. And he's dealing with his mother issues and his father issues because his father never told him how to stand up for himself. But I know how to stand up for myself, even though I am twisted. So I am projecting all of my troubles onto you, so you better get married. And you can't get married in your own way. You are not allowed to elope. You want to elope? I fucking don't care. We are going to have a huge wedding in my honor, so I can prove to the family that you are great. That I am. Don't look at my husband. Don't look at me and my husband. Don't look at our separate bedrooms. Don't look at our issues. I'm looking at you. Oh wait, your new bride doesn't want to get married in the venue? It's her fault now. Oh, your woman is very sensitive and needs a divine masculine man to protect her? Absolutely not. I fucking need you over here. Over here with me. This is obviously this, oh, you think that you know what's best for you. No, I birthed you. Oh, you're in your 20s and 30s? What are you talking about? You're a baby to me. Wait, I'm in my 50s and 60s? Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. I'm in my 20s and you were a baby. And my mother just did whatever she did to me right now. Just take a deep breath. My human avatar, Sarah, has been engaged twice. I've definitely can speak from I statements on this one. Yeah. My first ex-fiance, his mother would show up at my house, with the bride journals, with all the different things, all the stuff, being like, here you go, can't wait. And I'm literally bleeding by the ears and sleeping on the couch, being like, I am so miserable and I hate everything about this and everything is on fire. She's like, it's going to be fun. I know. No, don't disregard the fact that I had to be institutionalized last year because being a hockey mom is really intense. But you should do this. I got it at Barnes & Noble and I got you a fuzzy blanket. So when you're just really have to do Chapotman and pretend that your angels are rubbing around you, you remember it's fuzzy. And I bought it because my husband gave me a credit card, so I'm happy. Bless her. I hope she's okay. what I find to be so fascinating is that the moment, and this is what's gross, this is the gross moment, is that there should be, and I really am trying to rebrand that word should, but in this scenario, mother, I ask you, why have you created an environment where your son has to choose between you and his wife? Why have you sexualized yourself in his life? Why are you in the bedroom? And again, there's an equal reaction to this. The father issues with the females. I've talked about it at length. It is right there. It's right there. Yeah. Fathers don't want to deal with their stuff. They don't want to deal with the fact that they were attracted to their young child. They don't want to deal with the fact that they were attracted to their young daughters. And maybe there was something that they should do for work in that. But even just looking at that was too much for them. So they're dealing with their stuff. But today we'll stay on mother. I just needed to offer that is real as well. And it's gross. All this is gross. It's the Freudian stuff. So what do we do, Sarah? What the fuck do we do? We just have to keep talking about it and processing it and recognizing that it's real. That's what I was going to say. So there's this moment where we're going into, Mother's Day season. I was really blessed to work Easter at the restaurant that I work at. I had families that remembered me for last year. It's an honor to be of service. It's an honor to be of service. But we're going into Mother's Day, which is the Lion's Den, which is the absolute most difficult day of the year in the service industry. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. So everyone, whether you are from the divine female perspective and the divine masculine perspective, I want you to recognize this moment. And you don't have to do anything about it. Don't judge yourself when it happens. But this is the work. So, we've always, we talk about how we can't really, even if we're holding space for someone and we don't have to, how do I say? When you're listening to someone, and you're saying, you're just listening to them, and it used to be that you could just listen and hold space. Now, when someone tells you something, you say, oh my God, thank you for sharing. I disagree completely, but thank you for sharing. I have a completely different perspective, but I appreciate yours. We all get an opinion. We all get it. So we've talked about that at length. So we know that now, in this day and age, we can't hide who we are anymore. We have to articulate it however uncomfortable that is. So with that lens, and we're going into Mother's Day, and we're going into lots of big family functions in it, in the Northern Hemisphere, it's, springtime, we're all going to be celebrating and out and about and stuff like that. So what we're going to start seeing is these moments where the universe kind of gives you all these chances to be your most authentic self. So we've had all these experiences. So we're at these events and, we're, around mother, we're around everybody, and we're in these environments where, maybe mother, makes a joke, or maybe mother says something that is mean. Or maybe mother says, no, I don't want to do it that way. The divine masculine son, or in this role, the child, has an opportunity to say, actually, time out, no, that was inappropriate. I actually believe this. Mother, I'm really sorry you feel that way. That's my wife, girlfriend, fiance, and she's the one I'm picking. There's no competition between you two. but I would appreciate it if you spoke of my future wife with respect. Even as I'm saying this, I can feel you on the other end being like, Sarah, that's adorable that you think that anyone could do that. Why the fuck not? A lot of our inner childs were just literally scared in that moment, being like, Mama, I don't want to stand up to Mama. She's going to hit me. She's going to be mad. She's going to tell me her traumas. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with the repercussions of those actions. Oof. Does that not prove to you that Mother, in and of herself, does not have emotional intelligence or understanding? Take the lens of a female away. That's literally your alcoholic uncle or the verbally abusive person of the party. Don't poke the bear. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with the drunk. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. Do we love Mother enough to tell her that she's the drunk one at the party? Do we love her enough to tell her it's okay, you don't have to be this way anymore? You're allowed to be soft? Do we love her enough to be honest with her? Or do we fear her too much to let her come back on the karmic wheel? You're literally leaving her on the merry-go-round alone. Help her out. Say no. There are a few people that I work with at the restaurant that I love enough to yell at them. Shaking. I love them enough to go right up to them when they are in their own little shell inside of themselves to be like, hey, you can spew venom at me as long as you fucking want, but I love you and you are a delicate flower in there and you are worthy of someone seeing you in that space. Do you love your mother enough to not lie to her anymore and to not be the pseudo prince, idealized, like golden child anymore? Do you love her enough to say, I actually can do this on my own? Do you love her enough to set boundaries with her? We'll do another video another day on sweet, precious father and the emasculation that happened, just the emasculation that happened to the entire divine masculine. I mean, it's all coming to be, and I'm trying my best to not like overstep and to be like, this is what's happening to the men. But yeah, it's pretty, yeah, if you stand up to Mother, she's going to look at her husband and be like, why aren't you standing up for me? And so the more you do the work, Mom does the work, Dad does the work, everybody does the work. So you know, as everyone knows, I am the queen of processing. My alien self came down just with contracts upon contracts upon contracts, and we just unpack them breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Lost my train of thought on that one. I have very big conversations with birth relatives that although we are not close, although we will not be close in physical form, we want to process things and leave them behind and be done with them. I don't want to have childhood sexual trauma sewed on my lapel for the rest of my life. I'm dealing with it now, blessed be, at 36. I'm grateful for that. But I had both birth parents separately in different conversations, unpacking very specific things in both ways, both say in their own way, I am so grateful that you process so much, Sarah, because it gives me the chance to process too. Mother doesn't know where to start. So you actually saying something to mother gives her the opportunity to heal. If you love her enough to stand up to her and say, no, we're not dating anymore. I can tie my own shoes. It's okay. Thank you. But now you have to figure out how to tie your own shoes now. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? The intimidation of actually having to do the thing is worse than actually having to do the thing. I promise. I promise. Because in those moments, we as a collective have projected out onto mother this child, like we're viewing this moment as if we're 3, 4, 5, 6. We're like, mama's so big. It's like, no, she's not anymore. She's a woman that's feeling the energies of the world just as powerfully as we are. And if we have been given the opportunities to step into our divine feminine, our divine masculine, doing our work, processing our traumas, let's give mother the chance as well. Just a thought. Just a thought. Because when you see an evolved mother, one of my dear friends is an archetype for creating a new world and what a mother is meant to be. And it is one of the most powerful things I've ever seen. When we do the work, it gives others the opportunity to do it as well. This is gross, difficult shit. But I really believe in you, and I believe with your authentic heart, if you lead with your intention of love, lead with your intention, no matter what happens, it was meant to be that way. Please comment below what you're experiencing, how these, mother, father archetypes, divine feminine, divine masculine, how you're experiencing these things, and what are some tips and tools that you've utilized, what are some conversations that you have had. Again, this is a pass along. None of us have the full answer, and it could change tomorrow. You never know. But all we have to do is talk about it and share our experiences and say, this is what's going on for me. How are you dealing with it? Ciao. I'll talk to you soon.